All right, I will let you know when we are live. Let me see if I could get this full screen. Full screen, awesome. All right, we are up and running. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bullish Bears YouTube channel. I'm Bullish Bears Kevin. With me is Cameron from Apex Trader Funding, and he's going to be going over what exactly their company is and how you could really earn with them and really learn and get advanced in your trading journey. So, Cameron, if you want to take it away.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me on tonight, Kevin. This is a little unusual on a Saturday night, but happy to be here and looking forward to talking to everybody. Um, as Kevin and I were talking, the way that we're going to run this is I'll give a little bit of this presentation here and ask some questions and things, and then kind of open it up for questions, and then go back to the presentation a little bit, do a little bit more there, and then more questions. I've run this a bunch of different ways, and if we wait till all the questions get to the end, then there's just a ton of questions to go over, and so we'll break it up a little bit that way and go there. Kevin, I cannot see the questions, so when that time comes, if you wouldn't mind keeping track of those and reading them to me, then we will be in good shape.
Sounds like a plan. So you guys got any questions, drop them in the comments. Shortly we'll be going over them.
Yeah. So let me share my screen here and we will get started. Are we good there?
Yes, let me see if there's a way for me to full screen this. I think that's about the largest I could get that. All right, we are good. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so as Kevin mentioned, my name is Cameron Nish. I am the operations manager for Apex Trader Funding. Been doing this for a while now. Love the company. You probably have seen some of the videos from Daryl Martin, our CEO. He was on, we have a show on Benzinga every Monday at 11 Eastern called Trader Bacon. If you haven't seen that, please tune in. And he was actually on there this past week. I think it's an interesting interview. If you go and look at that, you can maybe catch some things that we've got coming up here, some hints about things we got coming up here anyways. And let me get to the next slide here. This one. So of course, any of the trading stuff involves risk. And you can read down through here for our disclaimer on that. It's pretty standard. So let's get started. So some of the questions that you might have asked yourself or have even done, how many of you have ever subscribed to a trading newsletter? Yes? No? Kevin, what we got?
Let me see, guys. Don't forget to be active in here. Don't forget to be active because we're going to be active with you guys as well. Yes, yeah, we're getting a few yeses in there.
Yeses, okay, okay. How about a daily trading plan? Maybe an auto trading system or signals. All of these things, you're basically entrusting somebody else with your money. Yeah, you can decide to take the trade or not, but in the end, all of that information that you're getting, you're trading your money with that. So whether you have $5,000, $1,000, maybe you're trading micros, or maybe you got 25,000, 50, 100,000, whatever, that's still your money that you're putting at risk every time that you take a trade based on one of these things. Let's see, they probably showed you historical stats to know if they were doing well or not, or at least I hope you asked to see some stats for that. Sometimes that gets overlooked, but of course you want to see how they're trading. You don't want to just throw your money into anybody and then watch them lose it. You want to at least have a little bit of confidence that they're going to be able to trade. What if you could watch them trade, see the trades that they were taking, understand the trades that they were taking? Would you want to be able to review their system with them and watch what they're doing, see if they really are a good trader or if they're just, shooting for the moon and trying to get one good trade and then, hey, I can do this. Give me your money, I'll do this for you. And then they do it again, market goes the wrong way, and they just blew your account. You want them to prove it to you. You want them to show you that they can actually make money for you. If you've done this and you can see that they can make money, that their system works, then you're probably more willing to give them your money. It just kind of makes sense, or to risk your money to take their signals or advice. If they were doing this well, maybe you would decide that you could split a little bit of profit with them. If you wanted to say, hey, if you will make me money like you're showing, I'll give you a little bit of the profit back that we make on this. Same thing goes for us. So as a trader funding company, that's exactly what we're looking for, is are traders that can actually trade. And that's what we're in business for, is that we basically want a lot of traders that are trading our money. I'll get into a little bit more how the profit split works here in a little bit. But that's what we're looking for, is traders that can trade well and not just be lucky. Do we want to see that they can do that? Yes. That's why we have evaluation accounts. Do we want to see that you're consistent? Yes, because we don't want gamblers. We don't want people in there that just throw the dice or, come in on a news day, hit the trend the right way, end up with $20,000 or whatever, and then can't trade on a daily basis. Just kind of got lucky. So, yeah, I'll talk about the discount here at the end here, but for Apex Trader Funding, we are a futures only trading company. So we don't do individual stocks like Tesla or Apple, excuse me, or anything like that. We don't do crypto. We don't do Forex. This is futures only. So that's the futures on the indexes, commodities. Usually oil and gold are the best ones. You can trade the other ones, but their markets are pretty thin. And so prices can get pushed around by individuals pretty easily. You want the volume there really to trade. So if you're like trading coffee beans or something, and you don't know a lot about the coffee bean industry, you probably won't do very well. So if we stick to like gold and oil that are fairly volatile, they have a lot of people in there trading the indexes, stuff like that, NASDAQ, Dow, Russell, those type of things, then this is a good deal for you. Or those are easy, well, not easy, but they're good ones to trade. They move a lot. If you can make sure that you're trading consistently, profitably, without big drawdowns, we're definitely looking for you to come and help us out. If you pass the test, then that's when you start to get paid. You'll be able to get a performance account, and the first $25,000 of that account are yours to keep. There's no split. After that, there's a 90-10 split. We'll do that a little bit more here. And then why we would fund you, one is because you're consistent. You may be able to trade more markets than we can trade alone. But we're pretty good with the indexes, some of the gold and oil stuff, but maybe you are a good coffee bean trader or a good bonds trader or something like that. So it helps us spread out the instruments that we can take advantage of. We don't have to be an expert on them. We got you to help us out.
Right, guys. Cameron, I'm so sorry. Do you mind if I button real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
Something that he pointed out, guys, that's really big is that they want you to be successful. A lot of people are under the impression that like they want us to fail so they can make the money. That's not at all how Apex works. Apex wants us to be consistent because if we're profitable, if we're doing good, they're doing good. They're in that kind of business. They support us. They want us to do well.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, eventually we get some of that money back. I guess the other thing too, I don't remember if it's mentioned in here or not, but and it's in our contracts and stuff, but we're also able to copy your trades. So yeah, we may do a 90-10 profit split with you, but we have technology on our back end that if you are consistent and doing, we may follow you and we may copy your trades. We can, put on a lot of contracts. We have the capital to do that. And by doing that, we can increase our profitability almost exponentially for that. So yeah, we want you to succeed. We want you to do this. So
Awesome. That is awesome. It's all about
yeah,
helping each other succeed, guys. We're all in this together.
yeah, for sure. This is not Wall Street. This is Main Street retail traders. So just another plug for the Trader Bacon show. That's actually some of the people, that's all of the people that we have on there are Main Street retail traders. They get on there, they tell us their daily routine. They
Bless
tell
you.
us kind of the system that they use, and then kind of how they got there. Like, where did they start from? Why did they want to do this? How did they get into trading? I think it's very interesting to hear those stories. And Kevin, I think you're actually going to be on there.
I am not this coming Monday, but I believe it's the 25th. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the Trader Bacon or Bacon Trader.
As
Trader
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 Bacon, you're
Bacon.
on the bacon.
Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to it. Yep, I had a call with I'm sorry, I'm having a mental block right now.
Yeah,
Gates.
yeah.
Yep, I had a call with Gates. Went very well. Great guy, and I really look forward to it. And that's on Benzinga, guys. It's on their live YouTube. As Cameron mentioned before, it's every Monday at 11 a.m.
Yeah, Eastern time.
Yep.
So yeah, tune into that, and we'll see Kevin on there here in a couple of weeks. So that'll be cool.
Very cool. I'm excited.
Nice. So maybe some of the things that you've thought about or that you're struggling with uh, to open your own account. The first one is, do you have enough funds to do this? Yeah, trading's great. You're all excited about it. You can see the advantages of it, but do you actually have enough cash to get into the game? And like I said, enough cash can be anywhere from $5,000 is pretty limited. They usually recommend starting with $25,000. So if you got $25,000 to put into your bank account, great. If not, you might be a little short there, may not be able to stay in the game too long. Along with that is, so $5,000, for instance, an NQ contract, there's a 500 margin that you have to put up, a $500 margin for every contract that you do. So, you want to do 10 contracts, you're done. That goes against you, you're out of the game. So, do you really have enough money to trade those sizes, the number of contracts that you want, and to stay in the game? Maybe you don't want to use your own money. Maybe it's a little nerve-wracking to have to use your savings. And for heaven's sakes, don't ever trade with your rent money. That is always a bad idea. So, but
Can't
maybe
do
you're, yeah,
it.
yeah, but maybe you don't want to put your own savings at risk.
Can't trade with, sorry to butt in again. Can't
Yeah,
trade with money that you're not willing to lose, especially if you're a beginner, guys. It's just so important. If you want to start with 5,000, but your savings is looking like 7,000, maybe you should start somewhere else. And that's also where Apex comes in, even though it's great for people who are consistent because then they do well with those trades, like you mentioned with the copy traders. They also help out because they are cheaper to start off. You don't need that 5,000, that 25,000. You could pay for an evaluation account with one of their sales
Yeah.
or
And
without the sale.
yeah, and we'll talk all about that here in just a little bit. Maybe another thing that scares you. Have you ever seen just out of the blue some news event from either politically, economically, or whatever, and the market just tanks or flies through the roof? Maybe that scares you. um, it happens more today than it ever has in the past. So maybe you don't want to be caught in those, or if you do, maybe you don't want to lose your money during one of those. Maybe you're afraid of blowing your account. Again, with smaller accounts, that's very easy, especially if you're first starting out. Uh, Maybe the margin changes when the news events happen or there's big market activity. The brokers will actually change the margin that you need. So now maybe you were doing fine with your $500 margin, and they moved that up to $1,000 or $2,000 just for a day trade margin. You're done. You can't trade the contracts that you want or anything like that. You just have to sit out and wait for things to calm down. Uh, some of the best traders, the ones that do it for hedge funds, institutional traders, they're not trading their own money. They're trading their employer's money. So this isn't like a off the wall idea or anything. This is how the big guys make big money. Once you don't have to worry about having the funds that you need and that you're not using your own savings or anything like that, it really changes your mental outlook on the whole thing. You're no longer worried about if you blow the account. For trading, it's take the trade, win or lose, take the trade, win or lose, take the trade, win or lose. And it really has to be like that. If you say take the trade, oh, I should have taken, oh, I should have held on longer. Oh, I should have done this or that. Okay, I'm done with that trade. Okay, should I take this next trade? Should I not trade this trade? Guys, you're just beating yourself up over that stuff. It needs to be get up to bat, swing your time. If you get a base hit, great. If you get two bases, great. Occasionally, you might get a home run. That's great. But it's just one after another. If you've ever played baseball, you get up to bat. You take your swings. You either get on base or get out, or you strike out, and then your turn comes up again, and you get back up, and you do the same thing. You don't care what your last bat was, your last at bat was. You're there now. That's the same way that trading has to be. Just take the trade, win or lose. Take the trade, win or lose. Bam, bam, bam. And you got to take the emotion out of it. Maybe you've tried other funding companies. They have a lot of weird rules. Actually, they actually want you to fail their evaluations. Um, they have rules in there like you have to make a certain amount of profit in order for the days to count. Some of them have 2 stages or more, so you pass the first stage for the evaluation, and then you go on to a different stage. The rules change. Now you have to do that. With Apex, no, we have very simple rules, really only 2 or 3. Depends how you count them. One is that don't hit your drawdown, be out of the market by 4:59, just before market closes, and don't share your password with anybody. That's it. You can work with those rules, and you pass your evaluation, you're done. Onto your PA account.
That's awesome.
Um, Yeah, so some of the other things that you'll see other prop trading firms do.
Um,
Uh, yeah,
so did you want to go over just a few
yeah,
questions?
yeah.
Cool.
Let's do a few questions here. What we got?
All right, so let's start off with Victoria. Basic question is the eval account the test account? Yes, right?
Yep.
Obviously, the eval comes before you get the PA account. And can
Yeah.
you use the eval towards test and edge? Is that kind of the whole point? Like to sort of test a trading strategy?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're not risking your own money, so you might as well test that strategy as if you were trading with your own money. And again, if you pass that eval with that strategy, you'll then have that PA, that price, that funded account. So that's awesome. Um,
Yep.
somebody else said, "Why only futures?"
Because that's what we're good at.
I guess two options. That would be a bit too wild, especially with the whole. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Forex, crypto, that's Wild West type stuff.
um,
Um,
are the DAX futures available?
a qualified yes. We have two companies that we work with. One is called Rhythmic, one is called Tradeovate. They're owned by Ninja Trader. If you get a Tradeovate account, then there is an add-on package through Tradeovate that will allow you to trade the DAX, and that's fine. Rhythmic accounts at this time do not have that option, although they keep telling us that they're trying to get it. So at some point, we may see that. But yes, if you get a Tradeovate account, then and get the add-on for the DAX, then yes, you can trade it.
All right, here's another question. Is there any slippage due to it being a funded account? I guess somebody said, is there any slippage compared to pure market price and trading on your own account?
No, this is live data. So for instance, Tradeovate uses CQG. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with that, but they're a very recognized market data provider. They've been around for a long time. I actually have a CQG data feed just outside of all of this. Tradeovate uses that. It is live market data. So whatever they're doing or doing, that that's where it's at. They um, about the only time that you see bad flippage is when it's a really fast market. Say like there's a news, uh,
FOMC or something?
yeah, and like prices just start flying. You can get bad fills, in particular if you're using market orders. Market orders, we get people all the time saying, "Oh, I I got hit on this trade and the price wasn't even there." And then we look at their trade history and they've been putting in market orders. That's like, well, crap, market order, you can get filled anywhere.
Yep, especially if it's volatile, guys. That's when it's really tough. Even if you're trading a live account, guys, if you're trading during some type of event that makes the market jump 20 points in 2 seconds, something tells me if you hit that market order, you're going to get filled near the top or you're going to get some type of bad fill there. So funded accounts, evaluation accounts, real accounts, they're going to have slippage due to those types of events.
Yeah, just on a regular basis, a normal day slippage is very minimal. You usually, especially if you're using limit orders, there's like almost none usually. So not always the case, but not something that we really worry about.
All right, we'll do one more question, then we'll get back to the slides. Awesome. So, question: you mentioned that you copy trades of successful traders. How do you keep up with scalping that can pivot in seconds?
We copy trades of successful traders. How do we keep up with trades that
Like
can?
scalps, like when people are in and out in seconds. Is there
Yeah,
any slippage on your part? Or are you guys instant filled when you're copying those trades too?
yeah, yeah. So we we'll talk a little bit more about this in a few minutes. There's actually a piece of this, but we have a trade copier. So we may not get like exactly the same price as you got, but it's going to be close enough that we're going to be able to make the money. And excuse me, a lot of these traders do more than just scalping. They'll take like a intraday trend, or something like that, and we can see what their trades were and like their profitability. We can't like do anything with their trades,
You
but
could
we can,
choose.
yeah, but we can see like their trade log of when they placed it and stuff, and we can place it our trades based off of that. So anyways, yeah, it's a trade copier, but we'll talk a little bit more about that because we have some other interesting things around that area.
Awesome.
So continue here. So how do you do this? Or what does it take to do this? So for the evaluation account, you have to trade a minimum of 7 days. So that means that on 7 days, you have to place at least one trade. You can place more than that, and you can take as long as you want. You could take 2 weeks, you could take a month, 2 months, 6 months, whatever. There is a fee that you get charged for every month, every month that you take, but it just keeps you where you're at and you just continue from there. There's no resets. And once you get the 7 days, you may not have your profit yet, so you can keep trading, but you can get there's a lot of people who do get their profit within the 7 days. Just trade small for the remaining days of the time that they need, and then they pass their account and off to PA land they go. Yeah, some of the prop firms want to see you do this for 3 months, 6 months, whatever. That's not us. 7 days, show us you can trade.
That's awesome. That's a huge difference, guys.
Yeah. One-step evaluation, we already talked about that. Yeah, you don't have to do the multiple evaluations. We talked about the multi-step evaluations with different rules, none of that. This is what I talked about before. We'll just go over it again real quick. Hit your profit goal. It is different. So we have accounts that range from 25,000 K up to 300,000. They do have different profit goals and different drawdowns, but for whatever account it is, hit your profit goal. Don't hit the max drawdown. Don't give out your password, which is this, don't let somebody else trade for you. If we find you doing that, we will close your account. We do have a code of conduct that basically means just be nice. We have that on our fact. We'll look at that. That's it. That's the whole rules right there. Even I can remember that. So hopefully you guys can too. Okay, so as Kevin mentioned, we do want you to succeed. We do not just want to get fees from you. There's a number of these other prop firms. If I name them, you would know who they are if you've looked at these before. They're basically just trying to collect fees from you. They're making their rules so that it's hard to pass, so that you have to go through multiple evaluations and all sorts of things. So we want you to trade. That's where the big money's at, right? So get to the big money so we can get to the big money. Yeah, we'll do this. We do want this to be a long-term relationship. This is not just, like I said, hit a news event luckily and then take your money out and be gone. We want you to do this. So the one thing that's really cool is that sometimes I look at like our Trustpilot reviews and stuff, and there are tons of reviews in there, and even some of the people on the Trader Bacon show that have stories and comments about how this has literally changed their life. The first interview that we did with a guy named Terrence on Trader Bacon. He was a Jamaican guy, pretty cool. He was a pest control guy,
I saw that
going out
episode.
spraying people's homes, and that noticed that one of his clients was doing something trading, and Terrence asked him, said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And over a period of time, the guy kind of helped him get started in trading and everything. And then he was able to find us to actually get a really good ROI. And because of that, he's actually been able to move to the United States. He's been able to bring his family over. Does this happen for everyone? No, but it is changing people's lives for the better. You may not have that experience, but we do have people who have done that, and I love reading those stories. So
They're the best. Knowing that you helped somebody, do better, do something successful, have a breakthrough. It's awesome. Awesome. Being in the educational field with the trading and stuff with the bullish bears, nothing I love more than reading. You guys helped me hit my first $1,000 day. You guys helped me hit 2K. You guys helped me pass my eval account, which we hear often because we do speak and use you guys over at Bullish Bears. Also, guys, don't forget to use your Bullish Bears discount code. Thank you, Cameron, for that.
yeah, yeah. In fact, let me elaborate a little bit more on that. When Kevin and I were first setting this up, we were talking about this exact thing, and we both shared the same feelings, like Kevin just said, that it is exciting to see you succeed and to be able to do this. We want more traders out there. This can be a viable career. Does it take time to learn? Yep. Do you have to be methodical about it, systematic about it? Yep. But you can do that. Put the time in, and you can get there. And there's nothing that we love better than to hear that somebody's doing well.
Plus,
As soon as you sign up, we'll look at the website here in a second, but as soon as you sign up, you can start trading, except on a Saturday night, that would be hard. But come Sunday night, Monday morning, then you're good to go. Yeah, so just a little bit more on the 7 days. They do not have to be sequential. Your time is yours. That's why you're doing this. When I trade, I usually trade maybe a maximum of 2 hours in the morning, and my trades are done. Hopefully you can get to somewhere close to that. You shouldn't have to sit in front of your computer for 8 or 9 hours a day or whatever to be profitable trading. In fact, we usually see that the longer people sit there, the less money they make because they start giving it all back.
that over trading.
Yes, over
The
trading.
villain, guys.
So yeah. Yeah, once you hit your profit target, you get funded. And that's just the regular market hours. So our market hours start at 6 p.m. Sunday night, basically end at 4:59 Friday night. The markets are closed for 1 hour to do settling and stuff between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern. We do not allow you to hold trades over that because it happens often that there will be a gap between market close and market reopen, and we are not willing to have you risk our money on those gaps. So that's why we have you out before that.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, we don't have any daily drawdown limits. We use a trailing drawdown. The daily drawdown limits are kind of interesting because there's actually two ways that you can fail those on end of day stuff usually. I'm not going to go into it because it's a little complicated, but there are two ways that you can blow that. Uh, and we don't have scaling requirements. So some companies will only let you trade like two contracts until you've made, say, $2,000. Then you can trade a third contract up until you make like $5,000, and then you can trade another contract after you've hit like $10,000. That's what that's what scaling is. They scale the number of contracts, and if you drop below that, say you take a big hit or a big drawdown, then it scales back down too. So you have to be really careful with that. For us, you can trade full number of contracts day one, trade one. There's no scaling. We don't suggest you doing that, but you can. So that's it. Also, just a note here real quick on the daily drawdowns. You see a lot of these end of day drawdowns. We use a live trailing drawdown, which I think we'll go a little bit into here in a minute. But and people say, well, why do you do that? Why don't you give us an end of day option of that? Well, because we've looked at the statistics on that, and we have actually found that more people pass with the daily drawdown than they do with the end of day drawdown. And I think that there is a statistic out there on our website now that shows that. So we could switch to end of day, but you would probably end up failing more and giving us more fees, which I guess we're okay with, but that's not really what we want to do. So just go with the daily drawdown and you'll be fine. So how do you actually, before we do this, are there more questions?
Sure. So let's see. Bum, bum, bum. If I blow an eval account, why would I pay for a reset when I could start an account from scratch?
So there's a couple of things from that. If there is a sale, and I'll tell you some secrets here, I guess. If there is a sale, it is very possible that you could just buy a new account and start again. That's fine. You don't have to reset. If you are trading, if there isn't a sale and you are in a large account, say like in a 300K account, it's actually cheaper to do the reset than it is to pay for another 300K account. So you'll have to look at the prices and your situation and if there's sales going on and stuff. So yeah, it may be easier just to sign up again. Might be better to do reset. Sometimes we actually have sales on resets, so like half price resets, and then that changes things up again. Then you have to again look at how much you're paying for your account versus how much you're going to pay for a reset. So a little bit of math there, but there's some things for the reset.
Good answer. Good answer. All right, we have on the website it says a number of contracts with each sized account. I think he was referring to when you said there's no scaling rule, but I think that's a bit different. So there is a limit towards how many contracts you could trade on that account, but some prop firms will have that, start with one contract, then you got to scale in on every trade.
Yeah, we'll look at the website here in a second and you'll see that information. But yes, there is a maximum number per account size. And that's actually another interesting point is that if you, some prop firms, if you go over the max number of contracts, you fail the account. You'll blow the account. For us, we just don't let you put on more contracts. If you're, say, your size is up to 25 contracts, if you try to put on 26 or 27 or 30, we just the system just won't let you place those orders. So it doesn't blow your account. But if you try that a lot, we do get a notification about that, and we're going to ask you what you're doing and why you're doing it. So just don't. Keep track of the number of contracts that you've got, and you'll be fine.
With the live drawdown, it almost dissuades traders from holding longer positions. Are there any plans to switch another type of drawdown?
There is not, and I'll give you another little tip here. Yeah, I don't think this is in the presentation. So there's some accounts, and we'll look at them here in a minute, but there's the 25K, 50K, 75K, 100K. Those accounts tend to work a little better for scalping. The drawdowns are a little tighter, and the profits are not crazy or anything, but those type of accounts tend to do better scalping. 100,000K, which is a kind of a dual purpose one there. The 150, 300K, those are better if you want to hold trends during the day or want to hold on to your positions a little bit longer. They have larger drawdowns, and so it's easier to hold through a little bit of a market pullback with those and not get hit so much. So if you want to do that, excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. I apologize. So if you want to hold things longer, then look at the larger size accounts. If you're good with trending and, or not trending, scalping and maybe not holding for the very most profit that you can get, the smaller accounts will work fine for you.
I don't understand what the drawdown is. What do you mean by that? Like how the trailing stop works? And I guess this will be a double question because there was another question also saying what exactly is the trail down. 1500. I guess he's using 25K account as an example. 1500 lost no matter what the day profit is.
Yeah, so that trails. So what I think we're actually going to get to a slide here that'll go over this a little bit more, but we'll go over it now, and then when we get to that slide, we'll just skip it. So the trailing drawdown, it's the live trailing drawdown for it's the max profit for the account. So once you open a trade, the trailing starts. And so say like you're moving up with the market and your trail is behind there. It's set at it depends on the account size, but we'll say 1,500. So it's $1,500. It follows the highest mark that the live price has been at, and then what that's meant to do is to encourage you to take your profit. If you let that come all the way back down against you and it hits that drawdown, then you just had a winning trade that turned into a losing trade. That's poor risk management, and we don't want to see that. We don't want traders who can't manage their trades. So the trailing drawdown goes up. It doesn't matter how much you make in the day. It's always, in our example, 15,000 or sorry, 1,500 below the peak drawdown or the peak live amount for whatever your trades, yeah, for your account has been.
Right. So if you got up 500 at some point on your account, your trail stop moves up 500. So if you're at the 25K account, and that means your trail stop starts at 2350, is that math right?
Yep.
Then your trail stop's going to move up 500 to now 24,000. So in that way, if you do start going against you, it sort of keeps you consistent as well to know, okay, I'm not going to let one loser take off all my profits. I'm going to stay consistent, either small gains, light on the contracts, or like Cameron mentioned, scalping, taking your profits.
Yeah. And it's also interesting, again, in some of those same reviews that I see, I can't count the number of people who have said, I thought that this trailing drawdown was going to be a problem, but I worked with it. I adjusted the way I trade a little bit, and I am a better trader now for it. And these are not like solicited comments. This is what people are saying after they've passed their eval accounts because of that. So yeah, it does make you take your profits. Dang, you made money. Sorry about that. Give it to me if you don't want
Yeah,
it.
right?
So yeah, that's the trend. Now let me just mention really quick too that the when you get your PA account, the drawdown works a little bit differently. So as you start to make money in there, you start out with the same trailing drawdown, say 1500. As it goes up, it actually stops. So in the evaluation, it follows you all the way up till you hit your profit goal and all that type of stuff. In the PA, as soon as you make the account size plus $100, it stops. That's where the trail stops. From there, you can build your account. You can build your account, which means that you can take bigger and bigger swings in the market because the trailing drawdown stops at account size plus $100.
Yep, which is huge, guys. You can make more cushion for yourself. So, like you
Yeah,
mentioned, you could trade more freely. You could trade swing trading. Like if you moved that 25K or 50K account up high enough, and the trail stops at 50,100, you're able to bring your account to say 60,000, and instead of having that 2,500 trail stop, you're gonna have over 9,000, which again is
yeah,
huge.
yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit different between evaluation and PA. So
We want to
is
do
that,
one more question?
yeah, let's do
Awesome.
one.
Can citizens of a European country use the platform? Are there any limitations or terms in that case?
There, we do have some countries that are banned. Most of, at least the Western European countries are not. But we do have a list that you can look at in our facts section. Just if you type in countries, you'll see the article on that, and it will list the countries that we will not take accounts from. So, but all of the major ones, I mean, UK, France, Italy, Germany, Holland, Sweden, all of those, yeah. I don't, pretty much all of the South American countries, Canada, Asia. There's a few in Asia that we don't. We don't take accounts from Russia, Mexico, some others, but they're all listed in that article.
Awesome. Awesome.
Okay, so how do you get signed up for this? Go over to apextraderfunding.com and hang on. Sign up for your evaluation account with whatever size you want. You'll get your username and login by email. Now, if you do this on the weekend, sometimes it takes till market open to get that. The Tradeovate and Rhythmic don't process new accounts on Saturdays or Sundays until about 2, maybe 4 o'clock starting. But they're all usually processed by market open. And if you put one in and you don't see it right at market open, wait maybe 10-15 minutes. If you still don't see it, then send a support ticket, and then they'll check on where things are at. Activate your login. Yeah, you don't, this is extremely important. You do not send us anything. You do not send us funds to put into account. You're using our money. It's already there. You are paying a subscription fee basically for your evaluations and those type of things. You do not send us money. We can't take it. We don't want it. Keep it in your savings. Remember where we're keeping your money in your savings account? That's where it stays. Yeah, all the data and the fees are included, unless you're a professional trader, and there's probably not any professional traders in here, but if there are, then you can hit me up after, and there's it's basically just your fees are higher. But yeah, you get your data feed, and you get a Ninja Trader license. If you are willing to or want to, or are already using Ninja Trader, that's supplied. And if you're using Tradeovate, I believe your license is included for that also. But if you're using some third party like TradingView or Wealth Charts or Sierra Charts or something like that, then you do have to pay their fees for that. We have probably 14 or 15 platforms that you can use it on. Again, that's in the facts. There's only 3 that you can use. Excuse me. The Tradeovate accounts on. One is Ninja Trader, one is Tradeovate, and one is TradingView. So if you're using any of those 3, then or Ninja Trader will work with Nick or Ninja or Tradeovate, TradingView, and Tradeovate will work with the Tradeovate accounts. These are the different platforms that you work with. I think there's actually even some more now, again, listed in our facts. Tradeovate, we already went over that. Excuse me. Thank you. There is the resets. We talked about that. That's what this is all about. Once we talked about this, you get to keep the first 25,000 profit at 100%. And this is extremely important, the per account. So we let you have up to 20 accounts active at the same time. So what that means is, and one of the reasons that you would want 20 accounts, you're like, man, that's a lot. Well, you may not want 20, you may want 5 or 10 or 15 or something, but you can get up to 20. What that does, if you're using a trade copier, it spreads your risk out across all of those accounts, and it also increases your trading, not margin, but your trading funds, whatever the account size is, times 20. So you're actually able to control a whole lot of money there for not too much money. So that's a huge advantage. And then also, so what we have a lot of people do is they'll get like 10 or 20 accounts or whatever. They'll place their trades, and they'll make like, say they make $1,000 in one account. Well, that $1,000 has been replicated across 20 accounts. So you have now made $20,000, but you only really made $1,000 in this one account. It just the trades got copied to these others. And so you just multiplied the amount that you were getting by how many ever accounts you had. And that $25,000, that's per account. So if you have 20 accounts, then 20 times 25,000, so what's that, like $500,000 or something? That's yours.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's something, man. That's they're giving money away, guys.
yeah, feels like that. I got to talk to Daryl about that, man. Way too much away. Anyways, but that's how that works, and that's why you'd want that. It also is a mental thing where if you're just in the one account or you have a bunch of accounts and you lose $50, if you were in one account and we're trading 20 contracts, if you had that same $50 loss, you would be out because that would be $50 per contract that you lost. You could very easily hit your drawdown with that. Whereas it's spread out across the 20 accounts, if you take a $50 loss, you're fine. You're good to go on to the next trade. I hope that makes sense. We talked about all that. This is where we talked about oh, I forgot to
There we go.
mention, you have a static plan. It's a 100K account. The drawdown stays the same. It never moves. Some people really like that. They actually call it a hidden gem of the Apex accounts. Uh, a lot of people kind of steer away from it. I'm not sure why, but when people have tried it, they really like it.
Do you mind going over that one a little bit? What the difference is between the static plan and one of the regular ones?
Yeah, so the static plan, the trailing drawdown is set. I think it's, if I remember right, it's like minus 650 or something like that. Hold on for a sec. Let me,
I was gonna say, you want me to pull it up real quick?
yeah.
100K static is profit goal 2000, total drawdown 625.
Yeah, so that 625, it never moves. So you keep making money. It's kind of the same thing as like in the PA account where you're when you're at an account size plus 100. Well, this one is 625. You keep building, you can take those bigger
Right, right.
swings and stuff. So
Yes, 600 and would you say 625?
yeah, I think it's
So it's a
625.
smaller. It might sound like, oh well, that's a huge difference between 625 and 3,000. But again, the difference is it's not trailing. It's not always 625. Once you start making that profit, once you hit 400 or 375, then the trail stops at 1,000. When you do another 1,000, then it's at 2,000. So it really gives you that ability to get a bigger. It's not a trail stop. So, somebody mentioned before you're going to step away from the trail stop. They do have one without the trail stop, but the starting drawdown is much lower.
Yeah, so what that means is just be careful.
Yep.
Don't go in with 10 contracts or 15 contracts to start with. Keep it, one or two for a little bit until you get that build up and then have fun. Whoops. So yeah. So here's some of the ways and why we know that Apex is different and why you should be trading with us. Like to talk about first 100%, 25K is yours. 90% after the 25K. We're one of the highest split percentages out there. In fact, it's almost guaranteed that if you see somebody with a 90, that they copied that from us. So
They started it.
yeah, we started it. So simple one step. We talked about all that up to 20 PA accounts. Again, most companies limit you to one, two, and it's actually interesting. They say that you can have, say, like three performance accounts, but they'll only let you trade one at a time. So even though you have three, you can only trade one. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the daily drawdowns we talked about, no minimum trading requirements. That's what I was saying is that you don't have to trade consecutive days with us. If you want to take Wednesday off, take Wednesday off. Go do whatever you're doing.
One of
Uh,
the best parts of trading right there, the freedom.
that, that's exactly it. So yeah, trade on your time, whatever you got time for. If you've had a bad day, maybe you had a fight with your wife or girlfriend or whoever, take the day off, man. Don't risk your profits over it. Go get your head on straight and come back tomorrow. Market's going to be there. It isn't going anywhere. We also don't require you to make a minimum amount of profit each day in order for the day to count as a trading day. There's a number of companies out there that say first that you have to have consecutive days. So you have to have like 5 days in a row um, where you make $200 or $300 a day profit in your account. If you don't do that, say that at one day you only make $100, you have to start over again. If one of the best lessons that I ever learned or read about, and kind of I keep this in mind every time I trade, is take what the market will give you. If the market's stingy that day and is only going to give you $100, take the $100 and be done. Don't give it back.
Right.
If it's
Don't
gonna,
force the trades, guys.
yeah, don't force the trades. If it's going to give you $5,000, great, take the $5,000. But don't get greedy.
And guys, don't forget we will be going over questions again shortly. Don't forget to drop those questions above. Go over a few more slides, maybe then we'll cover a couple more.
Yep, just about done here.
Yeah, no, please take your time. We appreciate you coming on and doing this. This is great. We get so many questions about you guys, and this is perfect.
Nice. So yeah, we actually the number of contracts that you can trade with our plans are the highest that I've seen. Almost everybody else's that I've looked at are lower. So you trade more contracts with us if you want. We have lower costs. We actually have sales fairly often where you can get some of these accounts for like $17.
Yeah, the 25K account. Somebody was telling me the 25K account when they have the 80% and the 90%, comes to about $17, $20, depending if it's the 80 or 90. But guys, that much to just get started on an evaluation plan. Just like I believe Victoria asked in the comments, can I start to practice my trades on this? That's exactly if you don't want a paper trade, because paper trading and trading with real money and trading with Apex, they're all three different, right? It's almost like Apex is in the middle because Apex gives you the ability to make that profit while really putting such a light amount of your own money at risk.
Yeah, that's it's funny when I give this presentation to like live groups and stuff. I'll say, you want to see some crazy ROI? How about this? You give me $17, you show me you can trade, you get a pay account, and your first payout is like $2,000. What's the ROI on that? 17 to $2,000. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it just goes up from there. So yeah, it's a good deal. We talked about the Ninja Trader. If you need education, we can do that too, but I think Kevin's got you covered there. We do allow trading on holidays, although we do not recommend that. The markets are thin, the hours are cut short, and it's easy to get caught in that, especially if you're a foreign trader outside of the US. You may not be aware of some of our holidays or when the markets have shortened hours, and it's easy to get caught in that from the time zone changes and blow your account. So we try to mention the holidays and to be careful, put notes out on our Facebook group and stuff like that, which if you're not a member, you can join that. Look for the Apex Trader Funding group, not the company page. You can follow the company page. You want to be part of the group page. That's where we put out a lot of our announcements, like if the system ever has problems or whatever. We got a lot of people posting their funding statuses and stuff, which is kind of cool to see. So anyways, we do not allow news trading. However, we do allow you to trade through the news. So what we want you to do there is you follow your system. If your system says to get in, you get in. If it tells you to get out, you get out. What we don't allow you to do is to have a news event, see a trend, hop in on the trend, thinking that it's going to go to the moon or whatever, and then get out. And then for the next days to meet the number of days you need to get a payout, you just sit there and flip micro contracts. We can tell when you're doing that. We will deny the payment for your windfall profit because you were basically gambling. And that is not a consistent trade strategy. That's a payout strategy, and we will watch for that. So just trade your system.
Right.
It's very easy to see if you're doing that.
Very good.
We talked about that. Allowed to scout. Oh, this is another good one. Allowed to scout. So there's some companies, won't name who, but they require you to stay in trades for a certain amount of time. If anybody in here has ever traded NQ, it's very possible that you have been in and out of your trade in less than 2 or 3 seconds. If we required you to hold that, you'd be not happy.
Yep.
So, yeah, just put on your trade. If your system says trade, trade. If it's only 5 seconds and you make $50 or 100 or 300 or $1,000, great. That's fine. We also have no lifetime max on how much you can withdraw from us. So that's good. And actually, one of the core reasons Daryl started this company, he was trading with another company. He did well, of course, and he got up to a certain amount. They would just not pay him anymore. They told him to get lost, basically, that even though he had made more than the amount, that they weren't going to pay it to him, and he was done. Wow. So yeah, so Apex does not have that.
Good. It's what separates Apex from the rest.
For sure. Yeah, we talked about the multiple accounts. Here's a bunch of reasons they
do we want to cover just a couple questions real quick?
Yeah,
awesome.
Sure.
So we have Cam. What's going on, Cam? Are you allowed to use additional software as part of your trading plan? For example, Bookmap, or based on order flow trading or seeing an opportunity that happens during a news event?
Absolutely. Bookmap is supported. I think that this isn't our thing, but I think that Bookmap has some specific data requirements that we do support, but you want to check with them. One of them, I think, requires level 2 data, which you can get through that. There's an extra cost, but I think that they may require level 2 data. It's either them or I don't remember who. But yes, Bookmap works fine. A lot of people use it. Addis, a lot of European traders use Addis. Sierra Charts, very popular, works there. So yeah, the only thing that you can't do, let me mention this really quick, is that you are not allowed to have auto bots, basically, where you just turn them on and they run all day or all night and take your trades for you. You can have semi-automated bots where you actually have to press the button to take the trade. that's okay. But if it's fully automated, that is not okay. And we can also tell when you're doing that. So just don't do a fully automated bot, and you'll be fine. We also do not allow high frequency trading, which is where you're placing 1,000 orders in a second, and then closing them in a second or under a second. Those are a lot of news articles and stuff on high frequency trading. We do not allow that. And that's not so much Apex, that's actually our providers with Rhythmic and Tradeovate. They will shut you down if they see you doing that.
Awesome. That actually answered a second question. The other question was going to be, are trade bots allowed for automated detection of setups and execution of entry and exits for trade? So you did just answer that.
Yeah, so as long as you can use the system to alert you to when those setups are
All
there,
right, but you got to press the button.
you can press the button.
Gotcha. Do I have to trade for 7 days and be profitable, or trade 7 days with new win days and few lose days, but hit the profit target?
That is just fine.
Awesome. What else? I have many questions how this works. Do you use Tradeovate to place trades or Ninja Trader? I'm confused on how to start. And he did also ask, how do I check to see if my license has been imported into Ninja Trader? When I go to tools, I only see third-party license.
Yeah, so there's actually some instructions out in the FAQs that I think it's connecting Ninja Trader to Tradeovate, I think is the name of the article. And it goes through there. There's a place in the new way they've done Ninja Trader. They've taken that out of the Ninja Trader software, and you actually have to log in, and there's a import tool to import your license key into there, which you get in an email from us when you sign up for the account. But it's detailed in that FAQ, and if you still have problems after that finding it, you can always submit a support ticket, and somebody will be there to help you get that going.
Awesome. Let's see. I think, guys, any other questions? Did I miss anything? Got the trade bots. How does it work? The license. You allowed additional software like Bookmap? Absolutely. Yes. All right. I think we are all caught up on our questions. Thank you, Cameron.
You bet. Again, here's the instruments you can trade with the Rhythmic accounts. With the Tradeovate accounts, there are some more. Down here, here's like the mini DAX and the DAX here and stuff like that. So you can do it. These cryptocurrencies are actually futures cryptos. We do not allow spot crypto trading, gold, silver, all that type of stuff.
Nice. Lot to choose from, guys. Not just ESNQ. It's a whole lot to choose from.
Yeah. So this is why you should be trading with us. I'll just leave that up there for a second because we have covered all of this, or pretty much all of it. So we are currently having an 80% off sale. If you use the Bullish Bears coupon code, it will apply that at checkout. There's a place on the website to put in the coupon code when you're going through picking the account size that you want, and just put that in there. You'll get 80% off. That's also 80% off recurring months should you need them. Like I said, you can pass it in a minimum of 7 days, but if you need 2 months to do that, you can do that. The second month's fee is 80% off also. So hopefully that makes it accessible for everybody. And yep, you can get up to 20 accounts. The sale's over on the 27th. And that's Eastern time. So if you're on the West Coast and you wait till midnight, don't send in a ticket asking for your discount because it's over. Okay.
Awesome.
What else we got? What do we want to see or talk about or
That is awesome. Guys, you guys got any last questions? Any follow-up questions? Cameron, again, thank you so much for your time. Me and the Bullish Bears community, we really appreciate it.
yeah, anytime. And looking forward to your interview on Trader Bacon.
Me too. I'm excited. I'm super excited about that. That's great.
Yeah. If you have questions, I have a lot of other duties, but if you drop a ticket in with attention Cameron and say that it was from the Bullish Bears webinar, I will get to that.
Awesome.
It may take me a little bit of time, but I will answer you.
For sure. Thank you again so much. We appreciate it. A bunch of thank yous up there, guys. Awesome. Thank you, Cameron.
You bet.
All right. Everybody else, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. Take care.
Have a good weekend.